What's going on, everybody? My name's Elio and welcome to Whiskey Chat. I wanted to do a food pairing with the whiskey, and I chose Breckenridge Bourbon Whiskey. And I thought it'd be appropriate for the first one, just because of the fact that not only do I live in Colorado, but this whiskey is very pleasing to the eye, and as you know, as your five senses, while you're looking for something to eat, something to drink, you take things in with your eyes first. Eat with your eyes first. So I've been wanting to try this, and what I have cooking, as you saw, is jerk chicken. So I made this, and it smells incredible, and I'm extremely hungry, so I can't wait to get it. But first, let's break down this whiskey. Now, the best thing to do when you break down a whiskey is, when you're starting out, is take a look at your notes. So I have my phone here, and as I mentioned before, the first video, if you haven't seen that, take a look, is the fact that, you know, you're not going to know what you're going to be smelling, you're not going to be tasting, so you always want to look at notes. And it's okay if you want to do this to impress your boss, if you want to impress your friends, take a look at the notes, and when you get to the bar or when you have them over, you already know what you're looking for. So let's talk about the mash bill for this Breckenridge Bourbon Whiskey, and it contains 56% corn, yellow corn, 38% green rye, and 6% unmalted barley, and it's aged in American oak for 2 to 3 years. Now, on the nose, or what we should be smelling, is aromatic with caramel, toffee apple, coffee beans, and sweet and spicy barrel char. And it says here in the note, there's oodles of rye and vanilla custard. Now, on the palate or on your tongue, it should be tasting sweet and oaky, fruity. You should have some vanilla with cream caramel, porridge, oats, and rye. Now, for the finish, you should have that long spice with sweet oak and vanilla. So let's get into it. Now, this is my favorite part. Let's see if we can get it. Ooh, I thought that sounded great. So now, one thing to tell you, as you're drinking, when you open the whiskey to pour to your first sip, it's going to be extremely different from when you put it down, have a talk, when you're chatting with somebody, and you drink it again. It's going to be completely different almost every time. Now, let's get to seeing if we can get some of those notes. So it does smell sweet, like it says. Often they can smell all these things immediately. Now, I don't do this often. I love to drink whiskey, but you know, I'm sort of new, so I'm gonna be learning along with everybody. But I can smell that the toffee apple, and let's see. I got the vanilla. And I think I'm getting that caramel. I'm not really smelling the coffee too much, but let's take our first sip and try. Ooh, oh wow, that's really good. It is sweet. You can taste that oakiness. And the finish is spice. It's there. You can, it lingers. Well, for me, it lingers right here. It'll probably be different for everybody, and that's why whiskey is so subjective. What you taste and what I taste are going to be probably completely different. So let's see. Now, whenever you're taking your first sip, I was always told, you know, sip it like a hot cup of coffee. So let's take our second sip. So the sweetness has died down a little bit for me, but the spice is there, and I can taste that caramel. And you know what? This time I'm kind of getting a little bit of that coffee. So there you go. I couldn't smell the coffee, but this time I could taste it. Here's a tip. And if I make you go, aha, you have to smash that like button. Actually, you know what? We'll call this whiskey tip. So here's the whiskey tip. If you're out networking and you know your boss says, hey, let's go, I want to talk to you, let's go to a bar, let's have a drink, and you want to impress, you want to order a whiskey, and you don't know what they have, but you want to keep up or anything like that. Now, what's suggested is for every glass of whiskey you drink, have a couple glasses of water. But however, if let's say you don't want to do it that way because you think that people are going to look at you funny, putting ice, so having whiskey on the rocks, will actually decrease the proof of your whiskey. And that's why some people don't like it, because of the fact that it waters it down. It does water down the taste. However, it does have a different taste when you do start to add water into it. So let's do that. Okay, I got my water, and now I want to I'm just going to put little droplets in there. That's how you want to do a drop at a time. You're not putting so much, because just at a drop at a time you can taste that difference significantly. And this is my very scientific measurement right here. I'm obviously not worried about what. So I put my water in there. And now let's give it a swirl. Oh, that is hugely different. So it did take away some of that sweetness, and the spice that lingers in the back of your throat is now lighter, and that's pretty cool. You can still taste the caramel. I can't taste the coffee anymore, but let's get to the food pairing, shall we? Now, the reason why I wanted to do this is because of the fact that when you're off street, I did look at more videos, and what was shocking to me is, not shocking, but what was very disappointing to me is that people are only doing filet mignons, people are only doing porterhouse steaks, and I'm like, well, I have gout, I can't eat steak. So, I still eat it, I just eat it at very low quantities. So, and I am going to try it, because I have to say I haven't tried whiskey and steak before. So here I have jerk chicken. Now, this is my first time making jerk chicken. So let's have a bite and have a sip, shall we? We'll just do the chicken and the whiskey. Oh my God. Now, I've never been to Jamaica, but I've had Jamaican food, and I can only assume that is what real Jamaican food tastes like. So, don't really have too much reference, but that's a damn good piece of chicken. All right, here we go. Oh my goodness. So the spice doesn't linger because the jerk chicken is spicy. It's also, my jerk chicken is also sweet. So the sweet and the sweet actually really complement each other. What's really bad is something I didn't think would happen is now it becomes like a cocktail. I don't know how to explain it, but it really, the flavors just kind of complement each other. I kind of want to do it again just to see. And this time, I'm going to do it with some rice and see if it makes a difference. But oh my goodness, It is so different. It is so mellow. It is so light. Complements the food so well. And I've had some whiskeys while I'm eating, certain bar foods such as wings or peanuts or sometimes even hot dog or whatever, and it just created this. I got this cough, you know what I'm talking about, and it was just too much spice. It was too much of this or that. I can't even explain it. And hopefully one day when we're doing this, we're gonna figure. You'll see it, and I won't edit it out because of the fact that it's. I think for science, it's important to know that stuff. But yeah, so jerk chicken. I did this with blood orange, and that's where a lot of that sweet comes from. I did put a little bit of sugar in there, not brown sugar. I did use white sugar. So it's probably what I'm tasting is the sweet and the sweet combined just cancel each other out. But thank you so much for tuning in. Again, if I made you go, smash that like button. Also, please share and subscribe. It really helped me out. And I hope that you would join me for future meals, for a future drink. And as always, have a great day.